We go to Wichita, Kansas for the sentencing of Michael Gaines. He's been convicted of battery against a law enforcement officer. Gaines appears before Judge Rebecca Pilshaw, who speaks to the defendant about his actions.
All the evidence shows that you deliberately used
Yeah. I know
the words were that you deliberately were hawking up.
I didn't hawk up no saliva, okay? That's and you're gonna believe those lies. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't hawk up no saliva. You're gonna believe a lie because they wearing uniform.
The judge attempts to bring some order to the proceedings.
Look at me.
It's like eating. You ain't gotta scream at me. You gonna raise your voice at me?
Oh my God.
Gaines doesn't appear to be backing down from the judge, but it's nothing compared to what he has in store for Assistant DA Kevin O'Connor.
You raise your voice to me, I raise my voice to you. You just in a row.
Judge, I appreciate Mr. Gaines making my point for me.
You punk.
Very well received.
Maggot mother.
And I don't think I have to take insults from
I know. You. He's
a tough guy now. But I think
you'll be a after I get sentenced, punk.
I think Mr. Gaines has forfeited to me.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. You punk.
I'm talking. Courtroom. Take out of the courtroom.
Judge Pilshaw steps in, has Gaines removed. But before heading back to his cell, Gaines manages to get off a few more insults.
He's a maggot.
You're a tough guy.
He's a maggot, punk. You should have died when you was a baby. Maggot.
Anytime, Mr. Gaines.
Shut up, punk. He's a maggot. You should have died when you was a baby. Stillborn.
The judge decides to go beyond the 10 years and sentences Gaines to 13 years in a state prison. Now to Durham, North Carolina, where Judge James Hill is presiding over a child custody case. For 3 long days, divorced parents Rashawna and Colin Morrison have been going at it, quite personally, in the courtroom.
I'm angry that his dad lives in Durham, can go on vacations with friends, take mistresses out to eat, take her on vacation, and can't seem to see his son.
The child's mother, Rashawna, claims her ex-husband abandoned their 3-year-old son and failed to pay child support. He argues she withheld his son from him and is seeking permanent custody. And the judge? Well, he isn't happy with either of them.
I could care less about it, didn't you? I could. The two of you are not important.
And he's about to let them know it.
That 2 parents, and I'm going to choose my words very carefully here, 2 parents can come in and act like such idiots. You're the one that crawled into bed and had sex and made that baby. He didn't ask to be born. But he was. What's important is and you don't need to see 2 adults acting like idiots. Did I say the word idiots?
He did. 3 times. Afterward, Judge Hill turns his attention towards Rashawna.
I have no doubt that you have withheld that little boy. Don't you be looking at me.
I have not withheld.
You say one more word, you say one more word, you're gonna go to the Durham County bed breakfast today. You say one more word. All right, Deputy Neville, she's got 24 hours of contempt of court. We'll run her mouth as soon as we get done.
I never.
All right, you got 48 hours. You want to say it again? She's got 48 hours now, Deputy.
Rashawna eventually quiets down, and finally, after 3 heated days in the courtroom, the judge delivers his decision.
Both parents are fit and proper persons to have custody of the minor child. I may want joint custody.
Just say, William, I can't do this. This is a disgrace. What you guys are doing, you need to let your son for 9 months. You're a drunk, you have a mistress, you have someone who doesn't do anything for nothing. I take care of my baby's business, and I get when she chooses to be in his son's life whenever he feels like it.
As officers try to restrain her, Morrison's brother, Sherrod Smith, comes forward from the back of the courtroom. first, he tries to help by calming down his sister. But when that doesn't work, and Roshana throws a bailiff a right hook, Big Brother's caught in the middle. Officers try to restrain him, but he sends one of them flying. Meanwhile, the judge makes a quick exit. As one deputy fights to gain control of Morrison, another puts her brother in handcuffs. And here come even more officers to shut things down. As Morrison and Smith are taken away, a third person is also restrained in the back of the courtroom, their mother.
You should have videoed it. It's okay. You should have videoed this.
Smith and his mother are hit with 48 hours in jail for resisting a public officer, while Morrison receives 30 days. Morrison and her husband now have a joint custody agreement. Judge James Hill received a public reprimand by the North Carolina Supreme Court for improperly exercising his contempt powers, failing to maintain order and decorum, and making inappropriate comments. We head down to Daytona Beach, Florida, where a call comes in to the Volusia County Sheriff's Office.
Communications, Warhurst.
Yeah, I want to report a crime that's about to happen.
What do you mean a crime that's about to happen?
Yeah, there's about to be a crime that's going to happen if my kids don't come back to me, you stupid because your stupid judges don't want to bring people to courtrooms. I got a gun pointed at your building.
Sir, what is going on?
Who the you calling, sir, you stupid? Where's your judge warrant at? You gonna bring that out in handcuffs and I'm gonna execute that son of a right in the street. I'm letting you know I'm gonna shoot this. You gonna with my kids.
Where are you at, sir?
I just told you I'm outside of her building waiting for her to get there in the morning. I'm gonna pop a cap in that. You stupid.
Detectives identify the anonymous caller and track him down. Alan McCarty is arrested and charged with making death threats against a judge, whom he mistakenly believes took his children away in a child custody case. Now, a year later, in front of a different judge, his trial begins.
All right, back on the record, Mr. McCarty, President. He's under oath from the start of the trial.
No, I'm not. I'm not under oath.
All right, raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in.
I'm not under oath.
Raise your right hand, please.
That's your bad finger. I didn't appreciate that.
So you're going to threaten me like you did the other day?
You solemnly swear or
Threaten you to participate here.
No, you threatened my life the other day. I am not under oath. This is being done unconstitutionally. Y'all took my kids unrightfully. You want to allow my witnesses here? You want to allow my paperwork? Y'all took all my court paperwork.
We haven't started the trial yet.
It doesn't matter. You still deny it. You want to take my kids from me and act like that? You in that. You in that took my kids.
Holly, make sure you take down what I say. He was sworn in.
No, I was not sworn in.
Yes.
I've never been sworn in this court. Bring the camera back. He's making this up.
So, that being said, number one, I need to know whether or not you want to be here during the trial process.
No.
All right, do you want to testify, though?
No, I don't. This is all being done unconstitutionally, unrightfully.
Do you want to be in the room or not?
Do you want my
I'd prefer not to, sir.
Well, you got a mouth for it.
No, do you want to be here or not?
Oh, who the wants to sit here while you take their kids? This is a conflict of interest. Every right y'all I supposedly have you violated. Can I get some water, please? I got a lot more cussing to do, and I need to wet my mouth.
Do you want to be here when the jury's here?
What the do you think?
I don't know. I need you to answer.
McCarty decides he'll stay for witness testimony,
Oh, because my other answers wasn't good enough.
but is ordered out after continuing with his outbursts. McCarty's eventually found guilty. He returns the following month for sentencing.
Everyone ready to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, State of Florida versus Alan McCarty Jr., who is present here today on 2 reasons. One is to sentence on a jury verdict that had been accepted, but we're also here on an order to show cause, which I would like to address first. First of all, if I haven't formally already, but you're before the court, Mr. McCarty, to show cause why I should not hold you in contempt for behavior that you demonstrated during the jury trial. You threatened the unborn child of the prosecutor.
What a bunch of lies, you stupid piece of
Then also
You threatened my life.
in the
You
back room.
No, I'm not standing. Not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just not standing up. I'm not standing. I don't have to stand.
McCarty's removed again. This time he's placed in a back room with a one-way mirror.
Count 1, I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, sentence him to 15 years in Florida State Prison. As to count 2, I'm going to adjudicate him guilty, sentence him to 5 years in state prison to run consecutive to count 1. So a total of 20 years.
McCarty's currently serving his sentence in a Florida state prison. Next, we go back into the court cam archives, where tempers ran hot at one very tense deposition. This is Jack Garrett, a former chemist for Monsanto, a St. Louis-based industrial chemical company, being sued by more than 1,700 people in Harris County, Texas. The neighbors are claiming they suffered severe health problems as a result of living near a toxic waste dump site once used by the company to discard hazardous materials. Garrett's here today for a deposition.
When you were at Monsanto, what was your title?
At Monsanto, what do you mean?
In Texas City.
Research chemist.
So far, so good. But that's about to change.
Was that your title during your entire stay at Texas City?
Texas City, yes.
Don't talk over each other.
Interrupting is attorney Edward Karstofan, who doesn't represent Garrett, but represents Monsanto, the company.
After you left Texas City...
Wait a minute, let me ask a question here.
Yeah.
You represent this guy or not?
Who are you?
My name's Tucker, and I represent Ayrshire, and I just want to know if you represent the guy or not. If you don't represent him, you don't have any right to be making any objection. If you do represent him, tell us so.
Karstofan has heard Tucker's suggestion and offers a suggestion of his own.
Why don't you keep your mouth shut? I'll do what I want.
No, you're not going to do what you want.
Oh, wait.
I'll do what I want.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
That's bull.
Whatever objections I want to make, and I'll make them as loud as I want to make them. Now, you just shut your mouth and we'll keep the record straight.
Don't tell me to shut my mouth, boy. You may be big, but you won't see how bad you are. Come on.
And I wouldn't try that, Ed.
Are you threatening to fight?
Hold on just a second.
No, I want to know whose side we're on. We're going to be outnumbered, Ed.
I'm going to tell you something else. You don't run this deposition. You understand?
To you, Joe.
You watch and see. You watch and see who does. Big boy.
I'm telling you, Joe.
Oh, you ain't telling me a thing.
No,
But don't be telling another lawyer to shut up.
Don't be
That
telling
ain't your job,
That's not
fat
your
boy.
job. Mr.
Get back.
Hairpiece. Don't be
That
telling
ain't your
me.
job,
That's not
fat
your
boy.
job. Mr.
Get back.
Hairpiece.
This deposition, with lawyers making big bucks by the hour, has officially devolved into an exchange of childish insults.
I said before, you have an incipient bad
What do you want to do about it?
Well, I'd like to knock you on your head.
Come try it.
Wait a minute.
Come over here and try it, you
Wait a minute.
dumb son of a...
Wait just a second.
Well, I'd like to knock you on your head.
Come try it.
Wait a minute.
Come over here and try it, you
Wait a minute.
dumb son of a...
Wait just a second.
Come over here.
Hold it. Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. No way. Hold on.
Thankfully, the two men never came to blows. But after the insults stopped flying, it was Jamail who ultimately landed the knockout punch. Monsanto Company settled the lawsuit and agreed to pay out $39 million to the plaintiffs.